I'm going to start by saying it. Half-Life 3, Half-Life Episode 3, would never be as good as what Half-Life Alyx is. I just played this game. I literally just finished. I probably have marks on my face from the headset still. And I am absolutely blown away. From the beginning of the game, revisiting City 17 with all the familiar enemies and the style of play, the game loop is fantastic. It's kind of more of a survival-y. You got to loot every room, every drawer you come to find ammo and supplies. The gunplay. I've always wanted a 1911, but now I'm like, I gotta get me a 1911 because that gun, just the pistol, is fantastic, and you can upgrade it. I would suggest getting the laser sight. It is by far the most useful, followed by the ammo capacity upgrade. That's fantastic. The shotgun, the shotgun's really powerful, and it does a really good job. But I'm more of an accuracy guy and range, so I never really use the shotgun all that much. It's fine, and I definitely used it whenever I got in a bind. But for the most part, 90% of the time I used the pistol, followed by the combine weapon. I think that's just what they call it, the combine weapon. The SMG, which by the way, here's a tip for you. I didn't find out till about halfway through the game. The combine, well, you only get the gun halfway through, so about sometime after I got the weapon, I figured this out. So the combine weapon doesn't have to reload per se. You don't have a magazine, so while you're shooting that gun, use your other hand to just hold the magazine for it. That way you can instantly just shove it into the barrel whenever it gets empty, and you can just keep on firing like a machine gun. It's fantastic. The enemies, so this has that prequel-itis. I don't know really what you would call it, but it has that thing where prequels have stronger and better enemies. The Wolfenstein games do this, and a lot of prequel things do this. But you got new head crabs that don't exist in Half-Life 1 or 2, and just stronger, more badass enemies that also don't exist in Half-Life 2. And well, that's the prequelitis. So like I said, it has that thing where there's stronger weapons that don't exist in the future for some reason, and that's really weird, but it kind of had to be done. The new head crabs especially are great. That's a nice addition to change up the loop. The only real issue I had when playing this game was from the seated position. There didn't really seem to be a good way to adjust my height. Whenever they put a lot of things near the floor, and even while crouched, I wasn't close enough to the floor. And when I'd reach out, I'd hit the floor before I hit whatever item I was trying to reach in game. I did calibrate Steam VR, but just didn't really make a difference. So that was that was the biggest issue I had. I can't do standing VR. I don't know how people do it. I hate teleporting, but standing VR is the most vomit-inducing thing I could ever experience. It's awful. So I'm glad they have the seated option. I would say the game, if you don't really enjoy the first hour, you're probably not going to enjoy the other hours because it's very repetitive. You shoot zombies for a while, then you shoot Combine for a while, and you're searching every box and drawer for ammo while you do it. And that's pretty much it. And every once in a while you'll rip down some boards that cover a door. And it's just that over and over and over again. But for somebody that loves the universe and the world, it was honestly very fantastic. And it wouldn't be the same without the VR. It's so immersive. It's so important that game is VR. And you're going to lose something going 2D, that's for sure. I guess I guess I could talk about spoilers. So if you don't want spoilers in the video now, cause there's some things I'd like to talk about, and, there's your warning. Okay. So you get some near the end of the game, your gloves get upgraded to have this force lightning ability. It has to be charged but that's really sweet. I know my brother would be all over that Force Lightning ability. Um, but the thing about the ending is the after credits scene. They're gonna make some Half Life games. They just, I know they broke our heart before and promised us Half Life games before, but they just can't not follow through this time. It just feels different. It is different. We're gonna play as Gordon again. It's just gonna happen. I know it. It's gonna happen. I know it. So, uh, I would say there's not really too much to spoil other than that. There's not a whole lot of story. You're just trying to get to this vault like thing the whole game, and when you finally get there, Gordon's not inside like they said he would be, and that's it. Anyway, this game's a masterpiece. I'd give it a 9 out of 10, easy. I just can't. I will definitely be playing this again. Most games I don't play again, but this universe and this world, I just can't not play this again. And I can't wait to see what modders do with the engine. I saw an article today that somebody put Half-Life 2 in this engine, and that seems really interesting. I'll probably try that in a few minutes, actually, if it's available anyway. And anyway, I'm just going on and on. Thanks for watching. I'm Junkman. Please like and subscribe for more content like this. And I forgot to mention I'm playing on the Rift S, if that helps anybody. Have a good one.